Oh yeah, time to get your scrub on. Get into the groove. Feel that salt.
Hey guys, it's Keisha here, and today we're going to talk about how to make this body scrub. It is so emollient, I swear. I think it's the most moisturizing thing I've ever made in the scrubbing department. I like it so much, I figured I would share it with you guys. Last year around this time, I did doing construction across the street from my house, and it's really annoying because the noise is just ignore the lovely sounds. Last week was my 1-year anniversary, and I figured it'd be a great opportunity to just kind of look at what I've posted over the past year and do a little, throwback. So this is a throwback to my lip scrub video. This one, you can mix and match it how you see fit in terms of what items you want to use or don't want to use. I put quite a number of things in it, which, if you're on a budget, you might want to cut out some things, and that's pretty much it. Let's get to it. So the first thing you want to do is get all your materials together. We're going to start out with sea salt. You want it to be finely granulated, and I got this one from Whole Foods. You don't want anything that's too coarse because that can scratch your skin. I'm going to grab some Epsom salt, and this is really coarse granules, so I'm using very little. I'm really using this just to help soothe my muscles when I'm in the shower. For the herbals, I'm going to be grabbing some lavender flowers, and I got this from Kalui Stands. It was pretty cheap, and also some chamomile flowers. I'm then going to grab some olive oil, and you have a choice to use what kind of oils you like. Olive oil has a very strong smell, so you might want to go with something softer. I am also using Sweet Almond Oil as well, and you could go with all of that, but olive oil is a little cheaper than Sweet Almond Oil, so that's the route I went. I also am grabbing some vitamin E. Then there is going to be some honey, raw honey, and this is a humectant, so this is going to help create even more of a moisturizing element to our body scrub. Then there's going to be some vanilla beans, and you want a sealable jar that can leave out the air, so an airtight jar. And also don't forget your tools, you will need them. And then once you have everything, make sure you've got everything, guys, before you get started, and then you are ready to go, and you need a bowl. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my jar, and I'm going to wash it out, and then I'm going to dry it thoroughly so that there's no water at all in there. I'm then going to grab my lavender, and I'm going to measure out a 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to put that in my jar. I'm going to do the same thing with my chamomile, also a 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to mix it thoroughly. You just want to make sure that it's nicely integrated, and then I'm going to grab my Sweet Almond Oil, and I'm going to pour a 1/2 cup amount. Now this is more than you might need. You could also use just a 1/4 cup of this, but I'm choosing to use a 1/2 cup because I am going to be infusing my oil, and I will talk to you about that more in a second. I am going to mix this as much as I can. And then I'm going to grab a dropper's worth of my vitamin E, which is going to add an extra element of moisture to this body scrub. I'm then going to also add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. So the total is about 3/4 of a cup of oil, which is more than you might need, but if you're infusing, you're going to definitely want to be able to cover your herbs, your flowers. You're going to make sure they're fully covered and submerged in the oil. Now, you do not have to do this. This is optional. It's just something I'm choosing to do. I want my oil to be thoroughly infused. So I'm going to mix this all together and make sure it's really integrated. And then I'm going to close it up for 3 weeks. That is a long time, so you do not have to do this. You can just move on to the next step immediately. Once you have prepared your oil, you are now going to grab your vanilla bean, and you're going to grab a knife, and you're going to cut lengthwise down the whole body of your bean, your vanilla bean. And you want to take your time. You don't want to cut all the way through it, but you do want to cut it so that you can split it in half. And then I'm using the back side of my knife to scrape all the insides, the innards, that sounds terrible, the innards of my vanilla bean, and dump it into my oil blend. And then mix it up. I am using a knife to mix. I just grab anything that's around. It's easier. So I'm going to go through it again because you don't always get everything. So you might want to try go through it twice to make sure you get everything. And this is what it'll look like when you're done. From there, you're going to grab your Epsom salt and measure out a 1/4 cup's worth. I am not using a lot of this. You could even use maybe even a little less. Like I said before, it's a very coarse granulation. You might even want to crush it a little bit because it will scratch your skin if you use too much of it. So go very lightly on this one. And I use this because it's really good for soothing your muscles. I work out, I get sore. This is really great to exfoliate my skin, but also to kind of relax my body. After you put that in, you're going to then grab your sea salt and put a cup's worth of the sea salt. You're going to want to make sure that the granulation is very, very, very fine. It took me a while to get the right one. Again, I did get this at Whole Foods, this brand, and it's kind of the perfect granulation. I'm going to mix all of this together so that it's thoroughly integrated, just like everything else. And then I'm going to grab my honey. So the honey, I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup. Don't put that in your salt. Put it in your oil blend first, and then mix it up so that you don't get huge clumps of honey on top of everything. It just makes it easier to blend it when you're ready to put it all together, which is right now. You're going to pour everything into your salt, and then you're going to mix it all up. Take a lot of time to make sure that it's nice and integrated, just so you get all the good stuff everywhere. And then last but not least, you're going to add your lavender essential oil. I'm using about between 10 and 15 drops. It's your choice how much of it you want to use. I mix it up, and then I'm going to put this in my jar and try not to make a mess. And it's going to make, literally, it should be about a jar full. If you get a jar like this one, it should fill it all the way to the top. So once you're done with that, you're going to grab some name tags or label. I like to use name tags because I find that they don't stick to jars too much, so that when I'm ready to reuse something, it's not destroyed the outside, it's not all sticky and gross. And then I always put the date because oil does not last forever. The essential oil will keep it for a very long time, but you do want to know when you made it. Now when you're ready to use it, you want to first mix it thoroughly because the salt will want to congregate at the bottom, and you will have a lot of oil on the top and salt at the bottom. So mix it a whole bunch before you use it. I always grab a separate bowl, or this is a ramekin. I like to grab something separate to use in the shower because if you get water in your salt scrub, it's going to dissolve, and that would just suck. So I use a separate container. And then if you find that your scrub is a little too oily, then I would say grab a tablespoon or 2 of sea salt and just add it to the jar or to the bowl and mix it up a little bit more, and then you are ready to apply it to your skin. Now when I jump in the shower, I always apply this last because I find that I get better exfoliation when my skin is really, really, really like wet and it's absorbed a lot of the moisture in the air. So that's pretty much all you need to do. Now, you thought we were done, but we're not done. We've got a couple more things to talk about before we are done. And that is, one of them is your vanilla bean, that lonely, lonely bean. What are we going to do with it? Don't throw it away. Grab a bottle of vodka. This is a bootleg bottle, the one somebody has stashed in a pocket somewhere. Grab a bottle. Cut your bean in half and then dump it into your vodka. Now, either two things will happen. You will have something fun to taste one night when you're just bored and you have something to drink that has some vanilla in it, or if you leave it long enough, it will turn into vanilla extract, which is pretty awesome. Now, normally a vanilla extract needs for a cup of vodka, you need about 3 vanilla beans. This will not be enough. So what I like to do is every time I make a scrub, I take that extra bean that's left and I put it into my vodka so that eventually it will be a wonderful bottle of extract. Your chamomile flowers you can make some tea with, and your lavender, you will have plenty of it left. When you buy bras, ladies, not all of us watching this are ladies, but you ladies or guys with ladies, these little pouches, the bra straps tend to go in these pouches. I collect them, And what I do with them is I pour some lavender flowers into these pouches. I, tie it up, and then what I'm left with is a wonderful little satchel of aroma. So this is really awesome because you can put this in your pillowcase, you can throw this in your drawer, you can put this in your luggage. It's holiday season, you're going on a trip. Your luggage and clothes will smell amazing if you put that in your luggage when you get to your destination. And then the last thing you might want to do is to make sure you seal all of your chamomile and your lavender really well, because you do not want it to go bad. So I tape it up and then I put it in a sealed bag. And that is pretty much it. That is the Ultra Moisturizing Salt Scrub. It is also a really great gift to give away for the holidays. And last week I had my giveaway for my 1-year anniversary. To find out the winner for that, check out the description box over there. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.